Once again, hello and welcome to another episode of Nitro On Demand. In this week's show, we revisit a f***ing insane Bugatti, the latest Volkswagen hatchback pocket rocket, and a nifty little eco-centric device that will help clean up our oceans. Let's gear up for Nitro Boost. Just how impressive is the Bugatti Chiron? Well, back in 2017, the 1500 horsepower hypercar broke a world record by accelerating from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.4 seconds. Then onward to 200 kilometers per hour in 6.1 seconds. Then onward to 300 kilometers per hour in 13.1 seconds before hitting an insane 400 kilometers per hour in 32.6 seconds, over a distance of only 2.62 kilometers. At the wheel was ex-Formula 1 driver 𝗦𝗲𝘀𝘀cie, who then broke down from 400 kilometers per hour to a standstill thanks to a massive active rear wing, super glue-like Michelin tires, and a braking system worthy of a Formula 1 car in a heart attack-inducing 9.4 seconds. Powering this monster, an 8-liter quad-turbo W16 engine, developing 1500 horsepower with 1600 Newton meters of torque. And for normal and sane people like you and me, all that would have been enough. Which begs the question, is enough ever enough? Well, the truth is, enough is never enough. Just 2 years after completing and securing that monumental achievement, Bugatti returned to conquer yet another previously unattainable challenge by any other automotive manufacturer, to break the top speed barrier of 300 miles per hour or 483 kilometers per hour. Given the fanatical levels of focus, willpower, and desire, it should come to no surprise that the engineers successfully smashed that barrier. But not only did they manage to break past the 300 mile per hour target, they were able to cast in stone their legacy by squeezing out an additional 5 mile per hour, clinching another world record by being the first manufacturer ever to have achieved a speed of more than 300 miles per hour, with a verified top speed of 305 miles per hour or 490.5 kilometers per hour. And for normal and sane people like you and me, surely all that would have been more than enough. Which begs the second question, is enough ever enough? Well, the truth is, enough is never enough. Because earlier this year, Bugatti unveiled this, the Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport. And yes, it is a little more hardcore than the regular Chiron. And yes, as of last month, production has begun in France, and as of last week, it's now ready for test drives. But just because you have a couple million euros sitting in your bank account does not mean you qualify to own one. You need to receive that special invitation since only 60 units of this ultra super hyper aircraft wannabe hypercar will be produced. Massive upgrades have been made to the original Chiron's drive system, chassis, and aerodynamics, as the Pure Sport was designed to handle even more aggressive cornering with exceptional traction and speed. The monster-sized engine now redlines at 6900 RPM instead of 6700, and thanks to a shorter gear ratio, the Pure Sport accelerates even more intensely, going from 0 to 100 km per hour in 2.3 seconds instead of 2.4, and going from 0 to 200 km per hour in 5.5 seconds instead of 6.1, and going from 0 to 300 km per hour in under 12 seconds. A larger front splitter, wider air intakes, real arch ventilation, a longer rear diffuser, and a fixed 1.9 meter wide rear wing ensures even more downforce. Furthermore, the Pure Sport weighs 50 kilograms lighter, credit to its 3D printed titanium exhaust. This is Bugatti's way of showing the world what an agile, precise, uncompromising, and insanely powerful ultra-luxury super hypercar should be. Let's just pause for a second, ignoring all those impressive achievements and how powerful the Pure Sport is, and just look. This has to be one of the most beautiful cars ever created. Right, next feature for this week's segment of Nitro Boost. Introducing the all-new Volkswagen Golf GTI Clubsport. Right off the bat, you need to know that this will not be the most powerful Mark 8 Golf, as that top step is reserved for the Golf R, which is slated to be unveiled sometime within the next few months. This new Clubsport sits in between the regular Golf GTI and the coming soon Golf R. Its 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine churns out 296 horsepower with 400 Newton meters of torque, which is about 54 horsepower more than the regular Mark 8 GTI, and I'm guessing about 30 or 40 horsepower less than the upcoming Golf R. Unfortunately, unlike the regular GTI that is available with a 6-speed manual gearbox, the Clubsport only comes with a 7-speed DSG dual clutch setup. However, this new variant does come with a new drive mode, which, interestingly enough, is known as the Special mode, and is tailored to the 𝗦𝗲𝘀𝘀cie, where most of this car's development work was conducted. This will mean that when you've activated the Special mode, you'll get a softer suspension setting, while everything else such as throttle response, steering, gearbox, and so on will be maxed out. In essence, this will make the Clubsport an ideal weapon for street racing, and...
No, you can't promote street racing.
Right, sorry. This will make the Clubsport an ideal tool for B-road driving. As you would expect, the interior is also firmed up, like a fat chick after liposuction.
Hey, no body shaming and no sexism.
Sorry? The interior is also firmed up like someone who has lost weight because he, she, they decided to live a healthier lifestyle. There we go. In all honesty, I will not consider this. And not because it isn't a fun little pocket rocket. I'm sure it is. I would much prefer a regular GTI, tune it up. Or just wait for the Golf R. Next up on the list for this week's segment of Nitro Boost, we're going to take a look at an innovation that is so simple yet so useful and important to our environment. Aside from producing wicked motorcycles and funky cool cars, Suzuki also manufactures outboard motors for boats. And in their continued pursuit to develop innovative solutions to the many environmental issues we are facing in today's world, Suzuki's Clean Ocean project has developed the world's very first microplastic collecting device. Designed for easy installation on all outboard motors, through this device, microplastic waste can be collected just by simply running the engine. Having this device fitted will not affect the performance, as it only utilizes the returning seawater that has already been used to cool down the engine. Marine plastic waste is a huge environmental problem, with microplastics being one major contributor. According to the World Wildlife Fund, on average, we eat approximately 5 grams of microplastics every week from our consumption of seafood. That's the equivalent of eating 1 credit card every week. Easy to produce and install, effective and relevant, this brilliant little device isn't the sole solution to the problem, but definitely a useful tool in helping us fight back against all pollution. 5 years ago in February 2016, we launched our Nitro Cares initiative, designed and structured to create social awareness of current affairs, calamities, safety, and environmental issues. We hope to leverage on a good brand name of Nitro to advocate and share positivity. Aside from that, this non-profit initiative of ours also saw us get involved with charity organizations, healthcare, and welfare-related seminars, as well as various community events. For more information, visit us at nitro.com or look for Nitro Cares Facebook page. That's all we've got for you in this week's segment of Nitro Boost and this week's episode of Nitro On Demand. Remember to check out www.nitro.com for the full story on everything we talked about today. Hope you have enjoyed it as much as we have. Thank you for spending your time with us. Till next week, Hong here, signing off.